I have a file block which I have created here. So inside this file block I am processing everything. Now in this file block, I am using an XTT separator function. So that's why I said that you can use XTT functions here. It's the same function. It makes your life easy rather than coding long lines. This function will directly are available to you to use. So there is a function in XTT domain called a separator. That means it allows me to provide the delimiter in the file. So I have used this function, called as file XTT separator, and its value. I have chosen a space and then XMLNS namespace I have declared in the XTT. I could have declared this above as well, but as part of this I have declared the XTT namespace here, but everything is inside my file. So I have declared XTT separator function here, which is value, is blank. Now I am moving here to my record. Now I need to create my headers for the CSV file, so I have a placeholder called record. I can name it anything. I can call it XYZ. So I have a placeholder called record, and inside this record placeholder I am declaring all my headers, by which I want my header to be, and I am applying an XTT separator function on this whole record level. I want a pipe delimited file. So if you remember in the native XSLT what we did, we created XSLT text, then we did full name, then pipe first name, then pipe hire date 5. So in here it is making my life easy by I am using a function called as XTT separator. Correct, so in the entire record level. I have declared it, so now it will assume that it has to apply a separator after each column in this way, and this is only available in the document. What is that called? Document transformation. Document transformation template that we created. So here and you have given it on the record level and the value of the separator you have specified as pipe. So now you are declaring your column names that you want to be in your file, like full name, employee IDs. These are actually your column names. Employee ID, gender, this, whatever you want to call them. So by these names, your CSV files, header names would be coming by these names. So now your header file is your header. First line is created by this, and your record got finished. Now I am moving up. Now my header is created. Now I will process each and every data coming from my XML, so same thing as we looped in our XSLT, in a B as well. Because in here, my loop will be on there. My loop was on report entries. If you remember that many report entry sections were generated, that many workers were there in this case. That many WS worker section will be generated, that many workers you have in your XML file. So WS worker will be repeated. So what we are doing here. So this XSLT function is available in both this document transformation native XSLT as well. So we are using a native XSLT function here, which is XSL. XSL for each function that we have previously used as well. Selecting, and I'm giving me the XPath on which node I want to make repetitions. So here, I want to make repetitions on the WS worker. So since I have no template which is matching already WS workers thing, so I am kind of giving the entire XPath WS worker, sync and WS worker. So the node will be repeated. WS worker will be repeated each and every time until it gets over, until the last WS worker as we have reached. This is for each is going to loop on every WS worker string, and I have given the XPath where it is going to find the WS worker. It will go to WS worker sync, and inside WS worker sync it will keep finding WS workers. So here I have given the for loop, and everything inside my for loop will be processed for each and every element that I want to consume. Now, again inside this for loop, I have created another placeholder, called as worker. I can call it anything. Worker. I can call it XYZ, then inside this worker. Again, I am using the same separator function XTT separator because now I want to separate my data as well with the pipe, so that it can go to different columns. So now I am again applying it on an entire record level. XTT separator goes to pipe, and inside this I will be processing my each and every element. So now my full name. So this full name should match this now. Whatever header name you have given here, this should match here so that this element, full name element, is consumed, the full name, wherever you are getting the XPath from, and it will match it. Yes, so this should match with this. So in the full name I am consuming the full name, and what is the option to do that? XSL, same value of select and the XPath of my full name from where I am getting. So I am getting the full name from. In the summary section, from the WS name field, I am getting the full name. So WS summary WS name now by applying the for loop on until here. So I am not mentioning this XPath here. There was my by applying the for loop on until this level. I'm already inside until this level, so I just need to mention the XPath, which is after this. So, WS worker, I'm already in. WS work. Sorry, WS worker sync, I was already in because I have applied the for loop until. WS worker. So WS worker, sync. And WS worker, I'm already here. Now, since I'm looping on it, I just need to give the XPath, which is after this. Until here I have already looped in, so cursor is already looping inside this and this. So if I just tell him so it's already on the street or at street. If I just tell him, okay, go to this house number, it'll. So I just need to give this now, and for rest of the elements as well, because they're sharing the same parent path. So now I have tell them, go to WS summary and get your WS name. So it will get a full name. Then it will go to employee ID. It will write in the employee ID. What it will write in the employee ID, value of select WS. Summary employee ID. My employee is also getting in my summary, so it doesn't matter where you're. What sequence is here? Whatever you write here first, it can just go to that you can. It can consume later element first as well, depends on when you are calling here. So I am getting a full name here first. So it will get me the full name and then employee ID. I'm getting gender. How I'm getting gender? My gender is lying in the personal data section. Where is my personal data section here? But that is also inside my WS worker only, but it is not in the summary. Summary is ending here, so now I don't need this path of my summary, because after WS worker. My gender is coming in the personal data section, so in personal. Name, data. This is my name details. But I don't want the name details, I want gender. So WS personal, and inside WS personal directly, I can go to WS gender. So WS personal, WS gender, business title is in the position data section. So WS position, WS business title position. Data section, where it is lying, is 5, just. Minimize the status. Minimize the personal.